1,000 bloated bioparasites are drilling into living armor, turning an impenetrable biological tank into a ticking, blood-drained tomb. Screaming through the dusty scrubland, an exhausted pangolin stumbles toward a roaring river, pursued by a hungry hyena eyeing an easy meal. Her overlapping keratin scales usually form an unbreakable vault, but right now, they act as a trap, locking tens of thousands of engorged ticks into unreachable, flesh-burrowing pockets. The hyena bats her around like a heavy wooden bowling ball, unable to pierce her shield. But inside, blood loss anemia is shutting down her organs. Facing total system failure, this armored mammal does the unthinkable. She unrolls, abandons her only defensive posture, and dives headfirst into predator-infested waters. Submerging up to her snout, she exposes her softest, most vulnerable pink underbelly to the dark abyss below. To survive the unseen tick siege, she must surrender entirely to a radical, multi-domain emergency triage team. From the sky, a screaming squad of red-billed Oxpeckers dives in like a chaotic airborne trauma unit, slamming onto her exposed snout and upper neck. Their sharp, scissor-like beaks immediately begin prying open tight scale seams with brute force, violently plucking parasites like twitching biological shrapnel. But the airstrike can only cover the surface. Deep underwater, where the deadliest parasite clusters are wedged between her belly folds, a dark shadow rises from the riverbed. A flashing swarm of razor-toothed piranhas. The water begins to churn. On the bank, the hyena pauses, anticipating a gory aquatic massacre. To any sane observer, this looks like an armored idiot swimming straight into a biological meat grinder. Piranhas are infamous for tearing flesh to the bone in seconds, and right now, hundreds of snapping jaws surround the exposed mammalian underbelly. But instead of shredding her soft tissues, these aquatic mercenaries target the engorged, blood-filled ticks clinging to her skin. It is high-stakes underwater dental work performed by blind aggression. Each metallic snap of a piranha jaw snip-clips a heavy parasite clean off her flesh, utilizing micro-precision to harvest high-protein ticks without puncturing the host's delicate dermis. Yet one sudden twitch from the host could trigger a total catastrophe. If the pangolin succumbs to raw terror and snaps back into her default defensive ball, her razor-sharp scale edges will instantly slice through the feeding piranhas, igniting a genuine frenzy of bloodlust that would turn the entire school against her, overriding millions of years of hardwired evolutionary survival instinct. She forces herself to stay completely limp, flat, and exposed. Thanks to her dense bone mass, she does not float helplessly like wood. Instead, she anchors her heavy body to the riverbed, clamping her muscular, prehensile tail tightly around a submerged tree root. She is a living anchor held hostage by surgical pain. The tag team dynamic operates with terrifying efficiency across two elements. Above the waterline, Oxpeckers deploy hiss-call signals while hammering away at the stubborn ticks lodged behind her ears, acting as aerial lookouts and skull surgeons simultaneously. Below the surface, piranhas wedge their flat snouts deep under the lifted scale margins, prying up natural keratin doors to vacuum out deeply embedded parasite nests that have festered for weeks. The pain is agonizing, but the relief is instantaneous. As thousands of ticks are picked, ripped, and swallowed whole, the pangolin's severe anemia begins its slow rebound, her core vitals stabilizing in the middle of an underwater danger zone. On the shore, the baffled hyena realizes its easy meal has transformed into an impenetrable fortress undergoing high-speed biological refurbishment. With the final engorged parasite ripped from her sensitive hind leg, the pangolin releases her tail grip from the root. She glides toward the opposite bank, heavy armor glistening, her soft underbelly completely cleared of the life-draining invaders. The Oxpeckers launch into the sky, satisfied with their bloody haul, while the Piranha squad vanishes back into the muddy depths. Emerging on the safe shore, the biological tank snaps her scale plates shut with a loud metallic clack. Recharged, parasite-free, and utterly invincible once more, she vanishes into the high grass, leaving a thoroughly confused land predator behind.